Hi everyone, Miss Abby here. Today I'm going to read to you a book about gender identity. In the past couple of weeks, we've read a couple books, Ho'onani and A Boy Named Penelope, and they both were about kids who kind of fall in different places on the gender identity spectrum. And so this is a book about different kids and their different gender expressions and identities. It feels good to be yourself. A book about gender identity, written by Theresa Thorn and illustrated by Noah Grigni. It's a really beautifully illustrated book. This is Ruthie. She is a transgender girl. That means when she was born, everyone thought she was a boy, until she grew a little older, old enough to tell everyone that she's actually a girl. Girl is Ruthie's gender identity. This is Ruthie's brother Xavier. Xavier is a cisgender boy. That means when Xavier was born, everyone thought he was a boy, and as he grew older, it turned out everyone was right. He is a boy. Boy is Xavier's gender identity. There are so many different ways to be a boy or a girl, too many to fit in a book. But not everyone feels like either a boy or a girl. Non-binary is a helpful word that can describe a kid who doesn't feel exactly like a boy or a girl. This is Ruthie's friend Alex. Alex is both a boy and a girl. When Alex was born, everyone thought Alex was a girl, but Alex is both boy and girl. This is Alex's gender identity. This is Alex's friend JJ. JJ is neither a boy nor a girl. Ever since JJ was very little, they never felt exactly like a boy or a girl. They felt like themselves. This is JJ's gender identity. Alex and JJ are both non-binary. Just like there are many different ways to be a boy or a girl, there are many different ways to be non-binary, too many to put in a book. Some kids don't feel exactly like a boy or a girl. They feel like neither. Some kids feel that their gender identity isn't always the same. It's often changing. And even with all these possible ways to be, some kids don't feel any of the words they know fit them exactly right. There are a never-ending number of ways to be yourself in the world. Whether you feel like a boy, a girl, both, or neither, or if you describe yourself any another way, that is your gender identity. Your gender identity might match what people thought you were when you were born, or it might not. See, when you were born, you couldn't tell people who you were or how you felt. They looked at you and made a guess. Maybe they got it right, maybe they got it wrong. What a baby's body looks like when they are born can be a clue to what the baby's gender will be, but not always. When people guess wrong, it's okay to let them know. Ruthie was 5 when she told her parents, "I know you think I'm a boy, but really I feel like a girl." Oops, Ruthie was a girl all along. They just didn't know it at first. When people guess right, it's also okay to let them know. Xavier was 3.5 when he told his family, "I'm a boy. I like being a boy." You might feel like a boy. You might feel like a girl. You might feel like both a girl and a boy, or like neither. You might feel like your gender changes from day to day or from year to year. You might feel that none of these words describe you perfectly. You might not be sure yet. Maybe you're still figuring it out. Your feelings about your gender are real. Listen to your heart. No matter what your gender identity is, you are okay exactly the way you are, and you are loved. It feels good to be yourself, doesn't it? These are some helpful terms to know about gender identity. And a little note about pronouns. So you've probably heard she, her, he, him, maybe even they, them, or z, here. And those are some different pronouns that people use with different gender identities to refer to themselves and that they would like other people to use. It's okay for your pronouns to change or for you to have more than one pronoun that feels good to you. Take a minute and think when people talk about you, what pronouns would you want them to use? For me, I like she, her pronouns. And then there's some helpful resources for other books about gender identity. And a note from the author and illustrator. The illustrator is trans and came out when they were 14 years old. And for the author, was inspired by her own daughter's exploration of her gender identity. I hope you enjoyed that book. Bye.